Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier sessions, we looked about the dictionary overview, how to create dictionaries, and how to add, update and delete items from dictionary. In this session, let's look into the methods available in dictionary. So for the methods available in dictionary, I have divided it into two sessions. The first session is having some methods and the second session I'm covering some the remaining methods. So in this session, let's see the clear method, the copy method, from keys, get and pop item. So firstly, the clear method. What does the clear method do? The clear method clears the contents of the dictionary. The syntax for this is dictionary.clear. It takes in no parameters and returns no parameters. Suppose I have a dictionary by name dict1 having a as the key and 10 as the value, B as the key and 20 as the value. Now if I say dict1 dot clear, then it clears the contents of the dictionary. Now if I say print dict1, an empty curly braces will be printed, indicating that the content of the dictionary has been cleared. Let's look into it practically. So dict1 equal to, in curly braces I am giving a as the key, colon 10 as the value, comma b as the key, colon 20 as the value. This is my dictionary. Now if I say dict1 dot clear, and now if I say print my dictionary 1 and run the code, I get an empty curly braces indicating the contents of the dictionary has been cleared. So now let's move on to the second method, which is the copy method. The copy method gives a shallow copy of the dictionary. The syntax for it is dictionary name dot copy. It takes in no parameters, but it will return a shallow copy of the dictionary. Suppose I have my dictionary dict1 having two items, that is a equal to 10 and b colon 20. Now if I say x equal to dict1 dot copy, then dict1 contents will be copied into x. It will be a shallow copy. If we change the content of the x at any point of time, the changes will not be reflected in the original dictionary, that is dict1. So now let's look into it practically. Suppose my dict2 equal to a10 comma b colon 20. It's having two items. And now if I give a variable called x equal to dict2 dot copy. Now if I print my x, it will have the same items that were present in dict2. The items have been copied into x. Now if I run the code, I get x as having a10, b20. So these were the copied contents. Now let me say, now at any point of time, if I change the value of any item in the dictionary in x, it will not be reflected in dict2. So let's look into it. So x of a, I'll change it to 50. Run my code. Print x. So it is having a as 50 and b as 20. So I have changed the contents of x. Now let me print dict2 and run the code. The contents remain as it is. It's not updated in dict2. This is because x is a shallow copy of dict2. They both are present at two different memory locations. So any changes made in the copied version will not be reflected in the original version. So it is just a shallow copy. So any changes made in the X will not be reflected in the original dictionary because it is a shallow copy of the original dictionary. Now let's go on to the third method, from keys. So the from keys creates a dictionary with the specified keys and value pair. The syntax for this is dict dictionary name dict. It's not dictionary name, it's dict dot from keys, and we have to pass two parameters. One is a sequence which can be in the list, tuple or set format, and the other one is a value. Sequence is a mandatory field. It comprises of the keys, and value is a optional field. If we don't specify any value, by default none will be taken as the value. And this particular method returns a dictionary comprising of the keys in the sequence and the value. So suppose my sequence is having these keys and my value is 10. Now if I say dict1 equal to dict dot from keys sequence comma value, then for each of the keys this particular value will be added into the dictionary. So A is the key, 10 is the value, B is the key, 10 is the value. So for all the keys the value 10 would be added. So now let's look into it practically. Suppose my sequence is equal to A, comma B, comma C, comma D, comma D, and my value equal to 10. Value equal to 10. Now if I say dict3 is equal to dict dot from keys, and if I give sequence comma value, and now if I say print dict3, then my dictionary gets printed. So A is 10, B is 10, C is 10, D is 10. So for all the keys, the value 10 has been added into the dictionary. Now if I don't specify any value, suppose I don't specify any value over here, I just pass the keys as the sequence. Then instead of 10, the value none will be added into the dictionary. So A is none, B is none, C is none, and D is none has been added into the dictionary. Because if we don't specify any value, by default none is taken as the default value. So this is how from keys works in Python. Next is the get method. The get method gives the value for the specified key. The syntax is dict.get key and then value. Key is a mandatory field and value is an optional field. By default, if we don't specify any value, none will be given as the value. So this is my dictionary, and X equal to dict1.get A. For this particular key in the dictionary, it will return the corresponding value. So 10 is the value. And now if I say some value, if I pass some value to the existing key, it will again print 10 as the value. And if I give D and then 50, since D is not present in the dictionary, it will return 50 as the value for D. And suppose I give E and I don't specify any value. E is not present in dict1 and I have not specified any value. So by default none will be printed as the value. So dict5 equal to A colon 10 comma B colon 20. So my dict5 comprises of these values. And now if I say x equal to dict file dot get, and I say give a existing key value, that is A. Now when I run the code, now if I say print X, it will give 10 as the value. Now instead of A, I'll give a key which is not present in the dictionary, that is D, and I'll give the value as 100. Now if I say print X, it gives the value 100. Now if I give a key which is not present in the dictionary and I don't specify any value even, then X will have the value equal to none. So this is how the get method works in dictionary. If the key is present in the dictionary, the corresponding value will be returned. If the key is not present and if we give the value, the specified value will be returned. If the value is not present and the key is also not present, then none will be returned as the value. And now finally let's go into the pop item. The pop item method returns the last inserted key value pair in tuple format. So if I have a dictionary called dict1 and if I do dict1.pop item, then the latest inserted value, that is B20, will be removed from the dictionary, and dict1 will be having, and X will be having the value in tuple format comprising of the key and the value. So suppose dict1, dict6, let me take dict6 equal to A colon 10 comma B colon 20. It is having two items and B is the latest inserted item in the dictionary. Now if I say X equal to dict6 dot pop item. Now if I say print X, so B and 20, that is the key and the value pair in the tuple format, will be returned by X. Now if I say print dict6, the item would be removed from the dictionary. So it will give A colon 10. B has been removed from the dictionary. It's popped out from the dictionary and the popped value will be stored in X, that is the key and the value pair in the tuple format. So hope so friends, it is clear for you the different methods in the dictionary data type, that is the clear, the copy, from keys, get and pop item. So if you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.